Skype is a new thing for me. I take classes or I take sessions on YouTube, sorry, Google Meet and Zoom only.
Oh, okay, okay. So this is your first experience.
Yes, yes.
Maybe you will
And you
like
look,
it.
oh, yeah, sure. I hope so. So I would like to say you look familiar because I have seen so many videos of you on YouTube. You're really doing amazing. And it was you only who inspired me to interact with strangers and upload that content to our YouTube channel. So thanks to you.
Wow, I'm highly elated with that. It's amazing, when people give you positive feedback and when people tell you they are really inspired by you, you feel a sense of gratification in your heart. It's really
Exactly.
amazing. I have also seen your videos. You are doing such an amazing job.
Really? Is it so? You have seen because I'm not very famous. I get very few views on my YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
no, no. Actually, when you commented on my video, I checked your
Oh,
channel. Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. Yeah, and you were
So
looking extremely beautiful in all those videos. I mean, I was like, wow, she is so pretty. You're, mashallah, you're looking pretty right now as well.
credit goes to Instagram filters.
Very beautiful. Trust me.
So okay, let me introduce first. No, then you can carry on.
For sure.
Okay. So
Yeah.
my name is Neha Rana, and I'm from India. And in India, I hail from one of the most beautiful states, that is Himachal Pradesh. Have you heard?
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
Okay. So I'm a homemaker. I like to introduce myself in a way like I have been working as a homemaker for 14 years now.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah,
homemaker
of
by
course.
profession. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
homemaker by profession and a teacher by heart. I would say
Wow.
I love teaching, and because due to some family responsibilities, I never prefer to step out to go for a job. So I always go for online classes. I take online tuition classes, and not these days, but during lockdown, I started my YouTube channel, and also I am running a Facebook page also.
Okay.
Actually, I'm running two Facebook pages. One is
Okay.
where I post motivational videos, and the
Wow.
other one that is Rise and Shine. It is related with English. Whatever I learn, I post on my channel and videos. So that is it.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And so yeah, so what do you teach online? English?
Online, yes, it's about English grammar. I deal with beginners or kids, children. So mostly children
Okay.
come to learn grammar. So that is
Hmm.
it. I did masters in English in
Okay.
2003. It's a long gap between my
Oh,
education. So yes,
okay.
by the time I was busy taking care of my family and with my son, and now there was a time when I was underconfident, like busy with household chores and the same routine. But
Yeah.
this lockdown has changed my life. I started
Hmm.
taking online tuitions, and I started my YouTube channel. So it was a phase when I started taking care of myself, and I just now I am looking forward to see myself growing, and I just want to ace my communication skills, because as a homemaker I'm restricted to my home only. I don't step out, I don't get that exposure. So
Yeah.
at home we are speaking in our native language, we are not speaking in English. So that is it. That's the reason nowadays I'm looking forward to meeting you, like meeting people, different kind of people, and I just want to ace my communication skill.
That's amazing. But I would like to add one thing here that I believe your English skills are already very impeccable. Like you are articulating your point very amazingly, and it's amazing. You're very
Thank
fluent in English.
Actually, you know
Yeah.
what? Um, when it comes to realistic conversation, as I told you, I know all the grammatical concepts, right? Because I'm dealing with grammar, I teach grammar to students. But when I'm
Yeah,
interacting, because it's not our first language, it's our because it's foreign language for us. So
exactly.
when we are speaking to someone, uh, the very first thing we get conscious. Due to that,
Exactly.
so due to that, sometimes I get fumble, I get stuck, and I do make silly mistakes, and I just want to overcome this. That is the reason I'm here, and that's it. Now I'm really curious to know about you.
Yeah, sure, sure. So I'm Myra. I am from Karachi, Pakistan, and I'm doing masters in English literature as well.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah,
Okay, wow,
yeah.
you're from
I also
Pakistan. That's why you are so pretty.
thank you very much. You're also very pretty. So, so I also created this channel because, for some strange reasons, I find it very enjoyable to talk with different people, and it allows me to, gain more insight into human psyche and different types of cultures. I've always been quite enthusiastic about learning about different people, their culture, and also, since my childhood, I have had this insatiable inquisitiveness towards English language and towards other languages as well. So I think that my channel is like allowing me to like interact with so many amazing, amazing people. So it's an amazing opportunity for me.
Right. So
Yeah.
you live with
Yeah.
your family?
Yeah, I live with my mom actually.
Okay, okay, that's very
Yeah.
nice. I did not know that you are from Pakistan. I guess today only I just went to one of your videos randomly. Then only I got to know. I just get more curious to know about you because for me, it is for the very first time I am speaking with someone who is no for second time. Once I have had my conversation with a lady that who was from Ireland, I guess, and now it's my second time that I am speaking to someone who is not an Indian. So it's really amazing. I am thrilled. I think I am going to have great experience.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I also get this very positive vibes from you. So I believe that this session is going to be really phenomenal. And if I tell you very honestly, I have so many friends from India. Like, if I tell you very candidly, I think that I know I have more Indian friends as compared to the Pakistani friends now. Because I talk with a lot of people online. And back in the past, I had a lot of friends in my university, in my college. But eventually, we drifted apart.
Yes,
Sometimes you just get apart with people, you get estranged with them, and I don't even feel like interacting with some of my friends anymore. I'm like, maybe they were just putting up a facade of being my friend, when in actuality they are not even my well wishers. So
yes,
that's why I have distanced myself from these friends which I used to have, and I have started interacting with people online. It's more therapeutic when you talk
right.
with people from countries. It's more therapeutic, isn't it?
Yes, actually, you know what? You are studying, you are a student, and you are young. So it's very, I guess it's very easy for you to hone your communication skills because you are stepping out from your home, you are meeting so many new people, you are interacting with people. Also, you are interacting online, right? So it's
Yeah.
quite easy for you. It's quite convenient for you. But people like me, as I am sitting at my place, and I did my graduate post graduation in 2003. So for
Yeah.
me, sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm lagging behind because time has been changing now. No? It's if I compare with my time. So sometimes I
Yeah.
feel disappointed. Sometimes I feel like uh, demoralized. But then I am a what to say, I'm a self motivated person. Yeah, this is
Wow.
my this is like my positive uh,
That,
phase of my personality. So then I just tell to myself, okay, Neha, don't worry, you are learning.
huh,
I
God is
have achieved
great.
so many. I have achieved so many things in my life, so I can't forget
Uh-huh.
them. So sometimes
Exactly.
it is because main thing is whenever we are learning a language, no, so it's not
Hmm.
only about words. It's not only about words, because we are not supposed to read something. Interaction is a two-way game, no? And
Right.
it also include our body language, gesture, facial expression, voice tone, and everything. So I know
Exactly.
I am average with all these expressions, but
I would
what
differ.
I want to, my vocabulary is kind of old version, and due to lack of exposure, that is it. So I'm working on my, I know all the fancy words, I know all the idioms and phrases, but when
Yeah, yeah.
I try to, implement all this stuff in realistic conversation, so it takes time actually. So that is
Yeah.
why I have decided that I am going to interact with people now. I'm not going to sit idly and just gossiping. So that is it.
That's commendable. That's like really amazing that you have these pep talks when you're feeling down or when you're feeling despondent. And I think that this is the kind of habit that we should all cultivate in ourselves. Like, there are times when you're feeling extremely low and you don't feel like moving on in your life and you just feel stagnant. I think in
Huh.
those times we need to cultivate this habit of like having a pep talk and encouraging ourselves that no, it's all right, we are doing really great. And I think that instead of focusing on our weaknesses or on our failures, we need to focus on our achievements, on our accomplishments, and on our strengths, because it always motivates you to keep going and to keep trying. I mean, when you recall your accomplishments, you feel a sense of power. You feel that
Right.
if I could that particular thing, if I could achieve that particular thing which was extremely arduous, then why can't I do this particular thing? I can
Yes.
attain any goal in my life, right? So I think
Right.
you have a very positive, very optimistic demeanor, which is really amazing. And you actually mentioned a very you mentioned a very solid point that people, and specifically housewives,
Hmm.
homemakers like you, they stay inside their houses all the time, and they have to they have to take care of the responsibilities, and they have to do all the domestic chores. So as a result of that, they kind of become stagnant because they
Yes.
cannot focus on themselves, right? They are constantly working for their husbands, doing stuff in the kitchen, helping their kids or whatever it is, right? So I think that it's very important for all these homemakers to realize the fact that they need to make some time for themselves as well. And I think that the biggest obstacle for people like you is that you
Yes.
guys are not provided with English speaking environment, right?
Right.
You guys, yeah, and I would actually include myself in that as well because yes, I do get to go to the university on a regular basis and I interact with like my friends and English and stuff like that. But sometimes like when I'm at my home and when I'm not going to the university, I'm like, man, I don't have people in my real life whom I can actually converse with in English. So I think this obstacle is something that we all people experience. We all learners of English experience on a regular basis. So it's really remarkable that despite of having so many challenges in your life and despite of having all these obstacles and hurdles in your life, you still manage to make your communication skills like this. Like, man, you're speaking so fluently, and you are saying that you are not satisfied with your skills that much, right? Yes, I believe that there is always improvement. I need to improve
Yes.
myself as well. But I think that you are doing such an amazing job. Your English skills are really commendable.
Thank you. Actually, you know what? Sometimes people ask me, why do you want to learn this language? You are not looking for any job. You have nothing to do with this kind of stuff. So why do you want to learn? So sometimes
Hmm.
I ask myself this question. I can see husband is earning, he is working, so I can have a very luxurious kind of life. I am having that life. I can just switch on turn my TV on. I can scroll my phone, watch reels and YouTube reels all the time. But
Yeah.
I have that kind of something inside me that no, I have to do something productive. I can't just
Hmm.
waste my time. I can't kill my time, I would say. So
Hmm.
I always have a very soft corner for this language. I love Hindi also, and I am very good at Hindi, I would say. I have my
Wow.
yes, I have. If you sometimes if you just go to my Facebook page or my Facebook handle, it's from Neha Esana. I
Okay.
keep posting motivational videos. where I use
Okay.
typical, so the Hindi. So because
Uh-huh.
it's our first language, so I'm quite fluent, and it's Hindi doesn't need extra efforts while speaking because it's our
Yeah,
mother tongue. So
exactly.
I have always loved Hindi and English. So during my college time, because it's when if I talk about 2003 or 2004, our batch was the very first batch in our college when
Mm-hmm.
we started doing our post graduation. We didn't have books,
Right.
we didn't have faculty, like teachers were not there. So it's like we have completed our post graduation in a very struggling phase, but still we were able to manage, no. So I, from that time only, when I was then I got married, I became a mom, and I was completely busy, and I was happy. I'm still happy. At that time also I was happy with my son. He's my biggest strength, and he's like blessing for me. But then too, I keep on brushing my knowledge. It was not that I was sitting idly, I was not doing anything. But that time there was no Google, there was no
Your voice
internet.
is breaking.
Ah, really? Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. It's
now
breaking up. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Keep. Maybe it'll
yeah.
keep
Okay,
talking.
so
Yeah.
is it clear? Is it clear now?
It's kind of
Yes.
better now. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just telling you, when I was busy in upbringing of my son, then too I was like I was brushing up my knowledge. I never sat idly. I kept on working on my communication skills. And when I got a chance to take online classes during lockdown, so that
Yeah.
was a for me. That was a blessing for me because uh, something is better than nothing. Earlier, I was
Exactly.
doing nothing, right? So
Exactly.
when I
Yeah.
started interacting with students, right, when I started teaching them grammar, it brushed up my knowledge also. So I cleared
Mhm.
so many doubts of my also, be it tenses, be it active passive, be it prepositions. But
Right.
you know, when we are interacting with people, we are not able to we are not able to interact in a fluent way because we Indian, what we do, we first think in Hindi, we translate it,
Yeah.
and we speak. So
Yeah.
it takes
Exactly.
time. So it takes time. So we need to
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
on it, I think.
That.
So that is the
Yeah.
biggest
Even
problem.
Pakistan. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But would you like to tell me one thing that you are speaking fluently? So how did you like become like this? What exactly did you do to reach this level of English?
uh, Actually, I never attend, or I never took any special classes because
Okay.
at that time all the class, even now, I never go for very costly classes because if I talk about Flamingo, Cambly, they cost an arm
Yeah.
and a leg. You know, we middle class
Right.
people can't afford. And when it comes to as
Exactly.
a homemaker, I can spend on my husband, on my son. But when it comes to me, I'll never go. So
You're reluctant spending.
yes, I'm very economical. I when it
Yeah.
comes, yes. So but now it is, I would say that I was pretty good at English from the very beginning of my schooling or college. But yes,
Okay.
as I told you, I kept on brushing my knowledge. It was never that I sat idly. I
Okay.
spoke with my son when he was a kid. I tried to speak with him in English only, and I guess from the past 2 years, they were the turning points of my life when I started interacting with students. And you know what? I have also dealt with people from South India. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So one person, he is working in multinational company, but the thing is, he's from Tamil medium, I guess, Tamil or Telugu
Okay.
medium. So he
Okay.
speaks in English, he speaks, but they people don't know preposition, conjunction. They don't use ismr. They just speak in a flow without using conjunction. So when I
Okay.
interact with
Okay.
different people, with the kids. So I think that really works for me, and that is the reason I am able to speak like this.
Okay, so you talk with your students in English on a regular
Yes,
basis.
yes, yes.
Oh, wow, wow. So it means that you are getting the chance to talk in English on a regular basis, right?
Yes. One more thing. As I run a YouTube channel, so when we
Hmm.
make video, we just have
Hmm.
a script. So recently, you know what I have started? I have started posting short stories from
Yeah.
Ramayana, from Mahabharata. So
Okay.
I get lot of vocabulary words. First,
Uh,
I mug up all my script. I practice in front of mirror, or I record myself twice, thrice, sometimes more than like 5 times, 6 times. And when I get
okay.
okay, I am pretty confident now. I am expressing myself in a good way. Then only I record myself and then I post my videos. So it is very helpful actually. When you have no one to speak with, you can do these kind of tricks. Any
Exactly.
learn anything. Now pick any topic, make write it down. Make
You just disappeared.
yes.
What
Actually, my
happened?
phone is ringing. My phone is ringing. So that's why.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you don't have any partner to talk with in English, then you can always, stand in front of the mirror and you can give a speech or talk about any topic or stuff like that. And you can pretend as if you're talking with so many people, or you can
Yes.
pretend as if you're having a one-on-one conversation, right? And apart from that, there's another very effective trick that I had learned is that you can start thinking in English.
Right.
Like for example, if you go to any new place, just try to translate it in your head in English that, oh, okay, so I have came to this place, and there are these particular things. There is the car in red color, there are people and stuff like that. So you can do these kind of things. It will actually enhance your vocabulary.
Right,
Right.
exactly. I do the same whenever I'm working in my kitchen. So it was a time when I did not know much of vocabulary, much of kitchen vocabulary. But now I know each and every part of my kitchen. So as I started making videos, I scroll my Google. I call it Google Baba. So I go to Google Baba and I try to find names. What do we call belan? No, rolling pin. What do we call? On which that pastry board on which we roll up the chapatis. So now I'm very comfortable with all the kitchen vocabulary, bedroom vocabulary. It was a time there was a time that I wasn't aware of
Right.
simple things because we don't use in a regular basis. We are completely dependent on Hindi. So YouTube videos really helped me a lot to enhance my
Exactly.
vocabulary. Yes, these
Yeah,
videos
yeah,
help.
yeah.
So I am not consistent because when I started my channel, no, it was a random thought, and I never planned
Okay.
to start
Okay.
a channel. And I'm not consistent still. Till date, I am not consistent. Sometimes I post 2 4 shots a day. Sometimes I don't post any videos, any short for 2 3 4 days because I really don't get time. It takes time
Yeah.
to record yourself, to edit and to choose thumbnail. It's like it's not everyone's cup of tea. It takes time. So being a
It takes time.
homemaker, yes,
Yeah, and
I
also you have to keep coming up with different ideas that what kind of a video you want to make and which topic you should make the video on. So that's
exactly,
also like very complicated part of being a YouTuber, I believe.
because you know what, YouTube is a plethora of videos, and we
Exactly.
have chosen English. It's not only about Indian. So many foreigners, native speakers are there who have their channels and they are teaching, they are training people. So it's
Exactly.
like ocean of competition and how to compete with native speakers. So but
Exactly.
yes, no, so but now I am content and happy with whatever I have because in a
Yeah.
way I'm gaining knowledge, I'm learning myself. So I am not doing it to get more views or to get lakhs of subscribers. It's okay. I have reached 1K in 2 years.
Wow.
It was a long journey. But and
Yeah.
if you if you come across or you scroll my channel, I have uploaded all sort of videos. You will get yes, you will get different type of content. But I
Yeah.
call it destiny. I'm not that much jammy or fortunate. Some people get success very easy, and
Yeah.
some people have to face a little bit of struggle. So I am one of those lucky ones. So, but I am happy and content.
But you never know what the future holds, right? Maybe in the future you will get millions of views on your videos. You never know, right?
Yes.
There is a
So,
possibility because see, I believe that when you have talent and when you're putting a lot of efforts and investing a lot of time in a particular thing, your hard work eventually pay you off. It might not pay you off at the moment, it might not pay you off in the future, in the near future, but maybe one day it will get paid off. Then you will
yeah.
see that,
Yes, actually,
yeah,
it is. I think it is paying off because I am enhancing my communication skills, and it my first priority was to make myself able to interact with people. And if I am sitting here, I am interacting with you. So in a way, I have come across a long way. Yes, and
exactly.
what I believe, if you if you want to achieve anything, you need to come out of your comfort zone. Once we are out of our comfort zone, no, then only
Yeah.
we'll get success. So I would say I do work hard, no doubt, but
Mhm.
sometimes I get
Mhm.
lenient because my priorities are different. I have to take care of my child's study also. He is studying in ninth standard, so he needs
Okay.
me, right? And I have to do my whole household chores. I am not dependent on any maid. I do everything on
Oh,
my own. Yes.
wow.
As I got your message, I was in my kitchen. I was preparing for dinner. So I
Oh,
just kept everything on hold. I thought, okay, let me just have this session because I was really thrilled about this session. So after this
wow.
class, yes, I will be rushing to my kitchen preparing for my dinner. So this is the life of you are lucky enough. You are staying with your mama, and this is the best phase of life when you are with your mother, no? So this is the best
Yeah.
phase of life because you get everything
Yeah.
in your silver plate.
But studies can be like difficult, in this phase. Like, students are like always depressed about studies, specifically when they are on
Right.
the verge of their exam. Yeah, and I actually have to like, complete these arduous assignments, which are like really, I
Yeah.
mean, I just get baffled while completing those assignments. I'm like, what the hell is this? How am I supposed to complete this? So, it's also like very difficult. And if I tell you very honestly, the life of a student can be very grueling sometimes because
Yes.
you have to do a lot of, you have to keep studying all the time, and you have to just, it's just really bad. It's
I
awful. I would say.
Yes. So I would like to tell you, don't just never ever pressurize yourself. No? There was a
Yeah.
time when I was overprotective or over conscious about my son's grades, and but now I have learned that I think see my I was studious during my school time.
Hmm.
I was the one who always got first position, and now if
Okay.
I talk about present time, many of my friends who were average, they are doing government jobs, right? And I'm
Hmm.
place. So I have
Hmm.
chosen this. I have chosen to be a homemaker. I have no regrets in my life. But I would like to tell you, it doesn't matter. Grades doesn't matter. Grades don't matter. Don't worry. Don't run about grades and marks. Just do your best and enjoy
Yeah.
your life because you are going to miss your college days, school days once you grow up. No, so you are missing
Yeah.
all these days. So enjoy and
Yeah.
that's it. Have a
Yeah.
good time with your mama, with your mother, because once you get married, no, you are going to miss your mother a lot.
Very
So,
true, and
mm,
I think that sometimes, what happens with people is that they become so fixated with the outcome, like what they are
right.
doing, they become so fixated with the outcome of that particular thing, and because of that, they I mean, they stop enjoying the process, and it's not
Yes,
the right way. You need to
right.
enjoy the process because the real life is in the present moment. It's not in the
Yes,
past, it's not in the future.
not
But some people have the tendency to dwell over past. They keep reminiscing about past and they keep thinking that, oh, my past was really amazing and this. And some people keep fretting about future. They are
future,
like, oh
right,
my, do this or that to secure my future, to make my future more brighter.
right.
But in the process, they forget to enjoy in the present, and that's like really not good. Also, I
Yes,
believe that people start taking the people around them for granted. Like, for example, my mom, or if I have like my friends or my relatives, I probably will take them for granted if I'm like too much focused on my future, right? So I think that we should always, give time to all the people around us, and we should make the most out of everything that we have at the moment.
right. Very, very nice. And tell me, how do you manage? Like you are pursuing your masters and you're quite active on social media. So how do you manage?
Okay, so I conduct these sessions on like Saturday and Sunday. So I have like 4 sessions on Saturday and 4 sessions on Sunday, and then I keep posting those videos for the rest of the week.
Okay, that's very nice. Because I was wondering, because you look young, and I was just wondering, you might be a student. So I was, how is you going to manage your time? Because I don't get time. My old days, there is always a lot on my plate. So sometimes it is really difficult for me to tackling all the situations, to take care of the family, preparing for lunch, dinner, and evening snacks even, and how by the time I'm taking classes also. So my life is like
Yeah.
kind of hagam bhag all the time. So it is very
Yeah.
troublesome to tackle all stuff all alone.
Yeah, I think that all these homemakers are like really multitaskers. And
Yes,
I mean, it's so boggling how they manage to do all these tasks at once. And in your case, you're doing all these domestic chores and taking care of your family. And apart from that, you're also like working on your YouTube channel.
yes.
That's
So
remarkable, right?
yes, sometimes I too get frustrated. But you know what? When you love your job, when you love your work, because I love learning, and specifically this language, I love making videos. So then, naturally, you get or you spare some time for yourself, and it is like I am recharging myself. Whenever I am making videos, it's kind of I am refreshing myself. So, and one more thing I would like to tell you, I love listening to music. So, whenever I am thrilled, whenever I feel down in down, I always go for music, and it really works. It soothes my soul actually. I'm a biggest fan of Bollywood music, and
Wow.
I listen to every type of music, be it Lata Mangeshkar's old songs, be it 90s song, because I'm a 90s kid. So I love Kumar. Have you heard Kumar Sanu, Alka Yagnik, Udit Narayan? Have
Yeah,
you heard this one?
yeah, yeah, of
So
course.
yes, so like music is a remedy to me. So whenever my sink is full of utensils, I have to take it. I just go to
Huh.
Alexa, she takes my favorite music, and this is kind of a booster or power dose for me. So that is it.
Wow. So you find listening to music therapeutic and it
Yes,
rejuvenates,
right.
right?
Right. It's a therapy for me.
That's amazing. Actually, my mom is also like you. She really loves the old songs, and she, specifically at night, like if we have a day off, if I have a day off the other day, my mom just, starts playing the songs, and she listens to Lata Mangeshkar ji, and she is
Uh,
a huge fan of Kishore Kumar and all these amazing, amazing singers.
okay. So
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
And what you do in your leisure time?
Actually, I used to read a lot of books back in the past, and I used to watch a lot of TV shows and hang out with my friends as well. But lately, I actually have not been getting much of a time to read book or watch Netflix because I have been working on my YouTube channel now. So yeah, so
Uh,
I'm late. I have only been working on my YouTube channel. That's it.
so yes. Actually, there was a time when someone asked me, "What is your hobby?" So I randomly used to tell reading, but reading was never my hobby. I always wanted to read, but whenever I start reading a book, I always get distracted. I think I am not made for reading. I want son to be a good reader, but he is also like me. He's chatterbox, talkative, and he also gets distracted by things happening around him. But
Yeah.
yes, so I guess it's not like that. Reading is not everyone's cup of. I'm using this phrase today.
Exactly.
So it's not easy to concentrate or focus yourself because
Exactly.
reading really needs your concentration, your focus, and your time. So I
Exactly.
am not a good reader. I am not a good reader.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that it's not everyone's cup of tea. I would again repeat the same thing. And no, even in me, although I consider myself as an avid reader, but still, I mean, like sometimes I devour books in a couple of hours or in a couple of days, no matter what's the size of the book. But there are times when I get into this book slump, and it's like really difficult for me to get out of it. So when I'm like reading the book, I'm like, yeah, what's happening? I'm like so distracted, and I'm not being able to
Uh,
comprehend what's happening and what's not happening. So it happens with me sometimes as well, although I am a voracious reader. So yeah, and sometimes people tell me that whenever they start reading books, they actually start feeling this, like they start feeling drowsy or sleepy. But
yes,
in
yes.
my case, yeah. But in my case, if I come across any good book and if I start reading it, even if I'm like feeling sleepy or something like that, I'll actually become wide awake. So it's the opposite for me.
Okay. I have read only
Yeah.
2 to 3 books. It was one. I guess it was written by Ravindra, and I too had a love story. It's a love story and very very nice love story. And second is Wings of Fire, the autobiography of Abul Kalam. So I have read
Okay.
these 2 books, and uh, book really help to increase or enhance your vocabulary, and
Exactly.
it help us to focus, and it help us to have that concentration. So I guess each student should adapt this habit of reading. It's really good for students, right?
But if I tell you very honestly, you also can cultivate the habit of reading. All you have to do is to find the genre that you're actually interested in. Like everyone is different, interested in different genres, be it sci-fi or fantasy or love stories. So just
Yes.
try to find out your genre and start reading book in that particular genre. It could be fiction, non-fiction, and still, if you're not being able to develop this habit, then you can start reading magazines about like these beauty hacks or these
Hmm.
homemade remedies also helps,
Yes.
because there are so
I
many
guess
vocabularies that you can cross.
Yes, I guess these days I would go for spiritual books, spirituality,
It
because
was on the
I
tip.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying that it was on the tip of my tongue. I was about to mention spirituality.
Oh yeah, I'm a devotee of Lord Shiva, and I'm very religious. I believe in
Oh,
spirituality, yes, and I believe in humanity, actually, humanity. So
right.
whenever I don't feel like doing anything, or whenever I feel down, I talk to Lord Shiva, and
Wow.
it 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 is also therapy, and you
Yeah.
get time to get connected with your deity, whom you like. Lord Shiva is
Great.
Lord Shiva is my guru, so I connect with Lord Shiva in a very short span of time. It doesn't take me long, but yes, it only happens. I'm really in kind of trouble. It is not like that I can connect with him anytime. We
Right.
need to feel the vibes of that
Exactly.
spirituality all around us. So as I'm growing
Exactly.
old, I am like I am heading towards, or I am making myself more spiritual. Earlier I was not like this. If I talk about my
Okay.
younger days, I was very blunt. I was straightforward. But now
Great.
I can see a change in me. I am quite calm and very spiritual kind of person. I don't know why and how it is going, but it's nice. It's
It's
nice.
yeah.
Hmm.
I that you become more connected to the God when
God.
you are going through hardships in your life, right? Like for
Yes,
example, when you're going through hardship, when you feel lonely and all alone,
yes.
and when you're
Uh,
facing some sort of problem in life, that's when you get more connected to the Lord, right?
God, right. And earlier I used to get affected by people's behavior. No, that
Right.
if someone is rude with me, I used to get, okay, why did he talk me like this, or why did she talk to me like this? But now it doesn't
Hmm.
like it doesn't matter to me. So if
Right.
people are behaving rudely, it is their problem. There is no one who can make me feel bad now. So I'm very happy with this because earlier I used to get affected by people. So
It's
maybe
actually good.
yes,
It's actually one of your biggest strength, I believe, right?
yes. It really hurts you. It really hurts you when you are dependent on others, no, for your happiness, for anything, and when you
Right.
expect a lot from other people because they have their perspectives, they have their point of views. We can't rely on everyone. There are a
Exactly.
few people, only our family members whom we can trust and who understand us. So I would suggest you, as an elder sister, that don't expect much from your friends or anyone. Just
Right.
be yourself. Believe in yourself always, because
Yeah.
I no one knows us better than us. So
Exactly.
we should be focusing on ourselves, on improving ourselves, and don't just bother about others. Let them do whatever they are doing. Let them say whatever
Very
they
true.
are doing.
Ab-
So
Absolutely. You know, there was a point in my life when I was like a people pleaser, you can say. Like I wanted to
yes,
please everyone. Yeah, and I wanted to get the validation of everyone around me, be it my cousins or relatives or
yes,
even distant relatives
yes,
for that matter. So eventually, one thing that I realized is that when you are successful, like when you have any sort of success, it could not have, it doesn't have to be like really big success.
mm,
So people start appreciating you, these people try to
yes,
befriend you, right? But when you're facing failures in your life, those same people they start demoralizing you, those same people start criticizing you, and they start
yes,
ignoring you. So when I noticed this change in the behavior of the people, that's when the realization dawned upon me that I shouldn't rely on these people for my
right,
happiness, right?
exactly. They
Because
they show their
because
true colors actually.
yeah, they show their true colors at the end of the day. So when I was like relying on these people initially, I was always like, I mean, my happiness dependent on those
Yes,
people. But later on, when I realized that I became a self-reliable person and I started relying on myself, and I also realized that happiness is not something which is like dependent of the five senses. Like, you know, there
mm,
are the
yes,
difference between pleasure. There's a
right,
difference between pleasure and happiness. So when someone
yes,
gives us a validation, we feel a
mm,
sense of pleasure, right? And
pleasure.
pleasure is perceived by five senses. But happiness is something which is independent of the five senses and it comes from internal source. And we
Right,
can feel happy at any time. So that's when I realized I stopped relying on people, I stopped interacting with them, and I decided to work on myself, and it tremendously changed myself. It turned me into a more positive and more optimistic kind of a person.
right. So you talk very mature. You're such a young girl, and you really only few people are there, few youngsters are there who have these kind of perspective or point of view. So that's really good for you, and I would say you are on a right track. Very nice. I'm happy
Thank
to hear all the stuff because these days our youth is busy in Netflix on they're busy with what to say, web series, watching web series and making
you.
reels and all kinds of stuff. But listening
Yeah.
to you, it's such a pleasure, right? I am like really, it was really, I'm happy that I really approached you and we are here together because I feel connected with you. And you are such a
Yeah.
young girl. So it is
Yeah.
really amazing.
Yeah, I also feel a sense of connection with you. And honestly speaking, I actually enjoyed this session a lot. Like all the things that you talked about, I'm sure if people will watch this video, many people will get inspired by you, specifically a lot of homemakers. So I feel honored that you approached me and we initiated this conversation. And in fact, I think that we should stay in touch and we should keep having these kind of conversations.
We will definitely. We will definitely. And in our next video, we'll discuss some tips and tricks with which we can enhance our vocabulary. Because, as I told you, I am just struggling to have to upgrade my vocabulary. Like as I
Right.
told you, that earlier I used to get affected by
Yeah,
people, and then you just switch that. I
yeah,
was a
right.
so I want this change. I want this change in my vocabulary. So I think, and I would be more than happy to be in touch with you because and I'm scrolling daily your videos, and
Wow.
yes, yes,
I'm
I like the yeah, no, yes,
honored.
really, you are doing great. You are doing great, and it was as I told you, it was you who inspired me to connected with
Yeah,
like your approach. Like, okay, I also should go to these kind of conversation, and I'm looking forward to meeting you again, right? And I guess it's dinner time. I have to prepare dinner, right?
sure.
So hope to see you very soon, very soon. And it was
Yeah,
such
yeah.
a lovely, adorable, I would say adorable session.
Absolutely, I absolutely loved every second of this session, and I would love to stay in touch with you. So now you can go and prepare your food
Yes,
and have a good day. So
yeah.
goodbye.
Okay, sweetheart. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night.